Hello again and welcome back to my channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. Now we're closing in on the final stages of this championship, our Pro-Am 2 Porsche Cup Series, and here we are at round 8, just 2 more to go to decide who's going to be the champion after 10 weeks of racing. So next stop here in Belgium at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, or Spa as people will know it for short. 22 laps around this 4.3 mile clockwise circuit. So a great track, this one. Obviously very famous, lots of races going on here. So I won't waffle on too much, as you know the reasons. And just going into this one, the top 4 separated by just 13 points. We have a new leader in Willard at the top with joint, I think, with, a point in front of Tidders, who's made his way into second place on 184 points. So very close still, as I say, 13 points separating the top 4 going into this one. So let's get this underway then, and let's take you through that grid. So the driver's just coming out of the final corner here at La Source. This is the 24-hour layout as well. So we've got Digi in pole position, we've got Tidders in second, Willard in third, Seamus in fourth, Rufus fifth, Black Star sixth, Aussie Rooster seventh, Peter in eighth, Swifty ninth, Mystic Clegg has come back in this one for 10th place, and Grahamid in 11th. Here we go then, as we see them coming down over towards the line now to start this 22 lap race. Round 8 of our Pro-Am 2 Porsche Cup Championship. And a hill now into Eau Rouge for the first time. Up Camel Straight now, or try and get into the slipstream here. Got Digi, Tidders on the medium tyre with Willard having a go now. He started on the soft, he's going to attack Tidders straight away here up at the chicane. Does he get it done? I think he does. He actually takes 2, does he? Both Tidders and Digi. I think he will. Yeah, on those soft tyres, managed to get through then. Does Willard. And then this big battle going on. I think Seamus has now actually gone up into third place, and where's, hang on a minute, we've just lost Digi, didn't we? So Digi, no, he's dropped to fourth. What happened to Digi there then? Oh, I think Seamus, he must have had a moment, but Seamus has got through to third place. Maybe had a moment, Digi, through that chicane, but Seamus up to third place, trying to chase him down, and both getting half a second penalties himself, Seamus and Tidders, and Digi, sorry, with, I was right in the first place, Tidders and Seamus with half a second penalties, so both of those going to have to run those off shortly. Then we've got Digi in fourth place, heading up this next line of cars. Rufus in fifth, Aussie sixth, Swifty seventh, Black Star in eighth, Peter ninth, Mystic Clegg in 10th, Mohammed in 11th. This is where Seamus and Tidders will both take their penalties. This should allow Digi to get at least one place. Here he goes to third. Will he take Tidders as well? He's going to get a run on him, of course. Yes, he does, no problem at all. So Digi on those medium tyres up into second, but of course Willard, he's flying off in front now. He's got a lovely lead as they hit the chicane for the first time. Now this is where I think this could go slightly wrong if you're not careful. Everyone looks to have got through okay. Yeah, lovely, nice and clean through there from the drivers. Black Star back in 11th though. What happened to him? Let's have a quick look, and I won't spend too much time with these, but that's some time back. He's had a moment somewhere. I'll find it. He's getting going there. Maybe it's a penalty. Looked like it was just he's on the hard tyre, so maybe he just had to get caught up there with a penalty somewhere. But he's back to 11th place. Black Star now 4th place driver in the championship, but Willard, who's second in that championship, is top of the championship. I will get this right today. Heading it by a point over Tidders. Is up through Eau Rouge again. RJS is not here again now. He obviously missed the last round. It's dropped him down to third place in the championship now, and he's going to drop even further down because he hasn't made it for this race either. So I'm sure what the issues are with RJS at the moment. But he's not here, as Tidders has a think. Rufus has a think about having a go at Tidders through the chicane. Swifty up to 5th now. Well, he's sort of kept himself a little bit quiet there, but he's got himself going and up to 5th place now. He's had a couple of mediocre rounds. Don't mind me saying, the last couple of rounds just couldn't quite get it going, so I think he's going to be looking to improve here. Some medium tyres ahead of Aussie Rooster on the softs. Seamus down to 7th now, and another half a second for Seamus. So he dropped all the way down there because of the first penalty he's got. He's now got a second one, so that's 2 out of 2 in terms of penalties and laps. So I hope he doesn't make it 22 penalties in a row. Be some record as well, wouldn't it? As we see Aussie Rooster now all over the back of Swifty. Is he going to make that move? No, he doesn't, not yet, although quite one line through this section of the circuit. Just to say, round this right hand up where the penalty zone is where you've got a good chance of making a move to get into the slipstream. So we see Seamus take that off now. Doesn't Aussie Rooster have a go at Swifty? Rufus is out. He's left himself out a little bit hanging dry out there on the right hand side. And as Aussie takes a lot of that runoff now, I think you may get a penalty. You've got to be a little bit careful. Let's see. Yes, he did. Can go a little bit across it, but not that much. You can get half a car across it. But that was taking the Michael a little bit, and he's got a half a second penalty for his troubles. And Rufus in 6th place. It's a bit slow through the last sector. It's just cost him the places there. It's Mystic Clegg now also moving up past Seamus. Seamus down to 8th now. See if he can make this lap without getting a penalty this time. Throw Rouge as Peter in 9th, got Hamid in 10th, and Black Star, we know, still trying to do catch up here in 11th place. Got those hard tyres though, but I suppose at least he's getting them out of the way. Minimum of 3 laps on these hard tyres, remember. So he's got a long way to go, so maybe he can get his skates on once he gets his soft and mediums on. All 3 compounds to be used, as you know. Willard, our leader then, looking comfortable. This is exactly what he needs. Having got himself into the lead of the championship, he's in the lead of the race here. And even though there's a long way to go, he's in a good place at the moment. Soft tyres, not going to get many out of that. I thought maybe only depends, I suppose, how he manages them, but maybe only half a dozen laps out of these soft tyres around here. So it does leave you with a lot of laps to do on the other compounds. So we see Digi in 2nd, Swifty up to 3rd now. Swifty looking better now, isn't he? Tidders dropping back to 4th. Then Aussie and Rufus. And Aussie has actually... Oh no, it's Seamus, wasn't it? I was going to say he's picked up another penalty, but that was Seamus who's been picking them up. So Aussie's now got a penalty. And he's going to be dropping back behind Rufus, although he also has a penalty. So actually, Mystic Clegg could take advantage of both here. In 8th place now, he's going to be up to 7th maybe, if he can. There's a bit of a roadblock ahead of him. Seamus and Aussie Rooster just filling the road ahead of him, but does he manage to get... Well, he's got past Rufus, so up to 6th. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh, where's Rufus going? Oh, now did he get a little touch there off of Aussie? I think that might have been. Aussie Rooster might have just a little bit of a door-to-door coming together. But he's down to 10th. Maybe not. Maybe he just outbroke himself. Because Aussie's not waiting, if it was him, but it might be wrong. So Rufus to 10th. Black Star in 11th. Ahead of them is Hamid there in 9th. Ahead of them is Aussie Rooster and Peter now battling with Seamus. Seamus just backed out there. Peter on the medium tyres goes through up to 6th place as Aussie Rooster now also goes past Seamus. The Kemmel Straight now. What's going to happen here on the brakes? Is he having a go at Peter? Ooh, now that's a tight move. Don't really... I mean, it is a passing place. It wasn't really far enough up to make that one stick. So, going to have to just stay where he is now. Sandwich between Peter and Seamus. He also on those soft tyres and getting a mix of penalties and getting mixed up and amongst the others. Hasn't really got going on those soft tyres, Ozzy, as we can see, as he now attacks Peter and up the inside he goes. Peter did get half a second, and Ozzy again runs it a bit wide there, and is that going to be another half a second penalty? No, he's not, he's okay there. But temporarily got 6th off of Peter, then had to drop back to 7th again for Ozzy, and Seamus still there, but Hamid sitting behind them in 9th. So this little battle between Seamus and Rooster getting a little bit close and personal. Where did Seamus go? There he is. A little bit wide there, but Peter with that half a second has just been taken by both Ozzy Rooster and Seamus, and Peter back to 8th. But what's going to happen down here at the chicane? Seamus looks like he's going to be lining up a move, but covers the insiders. Ozzy through here. Nice little touch from Hamid on Peter, but he does back off. Just acknowledges the little tag. Stays in 9th place. Peter in 8th. What's our leader doing? Well, he's not being caught, is he, at all at the moment by any of the guys behind. That fastest lap at 2:19.9, although that's not really a surprise. He is one of the only ones, along with Ozzy, I think, who's on soft tyres. So, always going to be picking up the fastest lap. At this point, through the chicane he goes, but no pressure whatsoever. We're on lap 5 now, so yeah, I would imagine maybe you certainly one more out of those tyres, maybe 2. So Digi 2nd, Tidders still in 3rd, Swifty 4th. Now Tidders obviously a point behind Willard in 2nd place in the championship. Won't be rushing, won't be worrying too much about it at the moment. In 3rd, sitting there in 3rd, knows there's a long way to go. These pit stops are obviously going to play a part in whatever the final results are. But obviously he's aware that our leader Willard is out in front, but there's only a couple of cars behind in terms of points, so even if it stayed like this, he's not going to be losing too much. Be too much of a difference in there, so he'll be okay at the moment, Tidders. Just got to keep it going with Swifty following him through in 4th. Don't want to get out on AstroTurf. That's really tough to get yourself back on track. Did that well actually, Swifty. That can really throw you off. It's like ice rink out there, very slippy, not a lot of grip out there, even in these dry conditions, and that could be a penalty as well. We've seen it happen with Ozzy, didn't we? And I think Swifty might also get one. There he goes, and he outbrakes himself at the chicane. That's allowed Mystic Clegg to get through to 4th place, so Swifty just got put off a little bit there, lost his braking marker. It was after, I think you probably see the half a second come up on his dash. Just took his eyes off the road last second, missed his braking point, and that's also lost him that spot, dropped him down to 5th. So 5th for Swifty then. So a whole lap to do before that penalty comes off. Ozzy Rooster 6th, Seamus in 7th. These two are both on soft, so actually Seamus is soft as well. Got Peter on the medium, soft for Rufus. Got Hamid in hards and Black Star on hards as well. So probably 3 or 4 cars on the soft tyres here. Trouble is with the fuel as well, doesn't really make a lot of difference on the tyres really. Yes, you probably get another lap if the fuel wasn't so high, but because of the fuel consumption around here, if I'm honest, you're going to get the same amount of laps in theory. out of your fuel and tyres. So it's of course depending on whether you're fuel saving, which will come into play in this race. For most of them, I would imagine we'll be having to do a little bit of that by the time the end of the race comes around. Doesn't look like Willard's doing much fuel saving at the moment, does it? Absolutely got it here now. Be interesting to see. I mean, he has got plenty of, I say plenty, he's certainly got enough fuel to do another lap. Those tyres, will he go again with one more? Probably got just about enough tread left on those for one more, but is it worth the risk? Well, he seems to think so, because the pit lane entry is right there over to the right hand side as he come through the chicane, so he is having another go. Digi in second, Tidders in third, Mystic and Clegg in fourth. So all these carrying on, no one's popping into the pit lane yet. Swifty fifth, Seamus in sixth, Peter seventh, Rufus in eighth. Ozzy all the way back to ninth, 10th now, and he's actually has popped in, so he's had enough on them soft tyres. He's not giving it another go. He's in for his change. So here he comes. Be interesting to see. As I say, it's a long pit lane. You have to come all the way round to the front of the paddock for this 24-hour setup, and down through pit lane now, obviously dropping all the way down to the back of the field. So he's on soft tyres. Let's see what he comes out with now. It looks like, it does look like Willard's just taking it a little bit easier now. I think he might be feeling the effects of the tyres definitely be in at the end of this one. Just allowing the guys to catch up now, because he's obviously not got quite as much grip as he did have. But Digi still in second, Tidders and Mystic Clegg still fighting it for third and fourth. Interesting to see, because Tidders seems to have a little bit more fuel in his. He's on the medium tyre, so he's got enough tyre to last for another lap. Now it's whether he will do another lap. Compared with Mystic Clegg, who's on the same tyre, doesn't look like he's got enough fuel to do one more. So it's interesting to see if Tidders does stay out and do another lap on those tyres. See, Swifty 5th place, Shameson 6th. Everyone looks like they're probably got enough for another lap. Majority of them, except for Rufus, because look at this, he's flashing already. He's got no tyres, he's got no fuel. He's even got enough fuel to make it round to pit lane. We'll see. I reckon he's fuel saving at this point. He's struggling, but he's certainly going to be eyeing up his fuel gauge. So he's definitely coming in, that's for sure. Grahamid looks okay. The traditional start for Grahamid on the hard tyres. He does like to do that. Black Star with that bit of a disastrous start in 10th still, but he'll stay out. And Ozzy did come out on the medium tyres, obviously down in 11th place. And Willard, our leader, is in, as predicted. Seemed to be struggling in the end there, didn't he? Along with Seamus as well. So that does mean Digi's going to have another one, and Tidders is going to have another one, which I thought would happen, both on the medium tyres and both through the just under a quarter of a tank of fuel left to play with. Now, will they attempt to maybe have another lap by the time they come round? Swifty in as well, and Mystic Clegg. So Digi and Tidders then. Not sure they're going to have enough fuel left to do one more after they've done this. So they've completed this lap. We'll see. Peter up to third. He'll be in at the end of this one. Grahamid to fourth now. It's likely that most of these will be in this lap, so a lot of the guys will be into pit lane at the end of this one. Willard just exiting now, so he was our leader. He's going to come out in 6th place, it would look like. The other guys behind him are also exiting pit lane. He's come out on the medium tyres, so they've got to be really careful to come out of here. This pit lane is really difficult. You've got to stay within those white lines all the way through, otherwise you're going to pick up a 3-second pit lane penalty, which I ended up doing because I took like half a wheel over that white line, and it gave me a 3-second penalty. So I know exactly what happens there. So what that's done though is it's dropped Willard to 6th, Seamus 7th, Mystic Clegg in 8th, Swifty in 9th. He's on the soft tyres. Let's just have a look who came out on what. So we know that Willard was mediums, Seamus was hard tyres, so he's going to run those now for a few laps. Mystic Clegg also on the hard, so he's following the Seamus strategy, and then Swifty he's come out on the soft tyres. So he's looking to see what he can do, put in a few quali laps if he can to try and get himself back up near the front of this field. But 9th at the moment for him. So Rooster on the mediums, we know. Rufus, he's down there in 11th place. He's out on the hard tyres, so I think he was actually coasting in the end there. I don't think he had enough fuel to actually make it last time round. So Digi and Tidders are having another one, so they have managed to keep that fuel going. Tidders is on the red now, but he's obviously got enough to do another lap. Peter and Grahamid are both in from 3rd and 4th, and now Blackstar as well in 5th. So in theory, that should push Willard back up to 3rd place. He's just coming up towards the chicane now. So you know, pit lane, a very long pit lane as you see all the way around. You come in at this point here, or just there to the right, and you have to make your way all the way around, following the circuit up around the source and down the other side. We're just refueling now. The driver's in pit lane, so he's going to take all of these 3. He's going to get himself up into 3rd place just like that. So 3rd it is for him. Peter should be exiting now, along with Mohammed, who should be out soon, and Blackstar also. But Peter dropping down to 8th as it stands. Going up through this really difficult pit lane exit. Oh, and there you go. He's got the 3-second. Just the slightest touch. Wasn't much in that either, was there? But that's exactly what happens if you're not careful, as Mystic Clegg goes flying by up to 6th. And Ozzy's also, I would imagine, well, maybe not. Thought he was going to have a go at Peter then as well, but decided against it. But he'll have a go anyway. He's got 3 seconds got to take off Peter, so Ozzy's going to get past him whatever way you look at it. So it's whether he decides to get past him before the penalty zone or just wait and have an easier pass. At that point, obviously, if you wait, you're losing ground on the guys ahead of him. So kind of 2 things we've got to look at here. But oh, and there's who's that? Seamus is off. Where is he? Can't pick him up. There you go. What happened to Seamus? Let's have a quick look. 4th place. And Swifty behind him. Did he catch too much of that outside curb here? Oh, yes, he did. And yeah, exit stage left. Smashes into the barrier. A lot of rear and front damage. It's going to put him all the way back down to 8th, and he may even lose 9th and 10th place until that damage is repaired. So Digi and Tidders are in. Willard in 3rd place, just coming into pit lane now, or down into the pit lane area to be serviced. Just like last time, Willard coming round these left-handers towards chicane now. He's going to grab that 1st place again. Depends really how much fuel these guys put in. If they're only going to put in enough to do whatever their next strategy is, then he may not come out in 1st place. They're just fueling up now. They're going to go right to the brim. Just coming over up towards the source now to start another lap down the other side. Takes the lead now, but Digi is exited as well. Now where's he going to come out? He's coming out now. Where is he? He's going to be right on Willard as Willard comes through. Oh, Rouge, there's Digi. Willard's going to have the run on him. What did he come out on? It's on the hard tyre, so yeah, definitely Willard's going to have a go. He's got the run and he's going to get the slip as well, but it's just going to be a bit too late to come into effect by the time they hit this chicane, and he's going to have to remain in second. So Digi, he did start in pole position, remember, and got a little bit tangled up. He may have even got a penalty in the early doors and pushed him back a few spots, but he's back there in first place. Actually, pretty sure he's victorious last time out of Monza. So, on a bit of a roll again is Digi. Make it 2 out of 2 here at Spa. Willard's going to have something to say about that. Digi's going to find it a little bit more tricky on those hard tyres. Actually, not too bad around here. But they're not in, I'm not sure about in the Porsche, but they're actually not too bad in the Lamborghini. But obviously not going to be quite as quick as the mediums that Willard's on. So let's see what happens. So really, with 10 laps out of 22 completed, still a long way to go in this race, so not really any point in doing anything silly. You know, Willard knows that the time is ahead of Tidders. Yes, of course you want to get a bigger gap as possible in terms of points, but all the time is ahead of Tidders in this race. He knows that he's going to be ahead of him in the championship, especially with the fact that RJS is not around again this race, this round. So Blackstar in 4th place. He's going to be moving on up to 3rd, possibly 2nd, depending on what happens. So he's up there still as well, Blackstar, but he's not doing quite so well in this race at the moment, is he? 3rd place for Swifty, being chased down by Tidders. 4th, both on the soft tyres. I'm pretty sure, I don't mention it every round, but we know now that Tidders does change the colour of his car, or the livery. I'm pretty sure we may have seen that one before, the black and gold. Don't quote me on it, but may well not. That might be one that he's used before, but I might have got that wrong. But anyway, back to the race, and it looks like these two are catching up with both Digi and Willard ahead of them. Now, is it because the guys ahead of them are fuel saving? Digi, we know he's on the hard tyre, so maybe he's trying to go as quick as he possibly can. Willard may well be fuel saving. Maybe well just be sitting there waiting for his opportunity to take Digi, but it doesn't look like he's actually been close enough yet to have a go at any stage. So I don't think he's being held up as such from Digi. He's not close enough for that yet, but maybe just doing some management, both fuel and tyres. Tidders all over the back of Swifty now as they come down towards chicane, and Swifty, I want to be, no, I thought that was that point. That's fine, it should be all right there. Now, does Tidders have a go at the chicane? Probably worth just sitting behind him at this point. That's a difficult place to pass. If you won't get it right, you're going to be wiping yourself and the other car out of the race at that point. So, better off just sitting back and waiting for the next opportunity along the Kemmel Straight, maybe. Because Tidders is lining it up. It's not really a move on down here towards Eau Rouge, but certainly as you exit, go over the top of Eau Rouge through Kemmel up the straight, you can get yourself into a good position. So let's have a look at the exit that he gets here, Tidders. Well, looks pretty good to me. Now let's have a look. He's going to have a go. Swifty doing all he can to try and defend as much as he possibly can. This dives down the inside, Tidders. Oh, now that's going to have to He's going to get it stopped. Swifty, he's not giving it up, but he does get it done, and good move from Tidders in the end. It's at one point looked like it weren't going to happen. It looked like he just overshot it, but just to gather it up and got that third place. And look who is right in front of him now. It's Willard, who's right on the back of Digi, and his front four now are very close indeed. So we've got two championship rivals here in this top four at the moment. First and second in the championship, second and third here in the race. So it's all looking good up top for these four. And a bit of a gap back then, quite a big gap back then to Aussie, who's in fifth place. And he's cleared, got caught up a bit, didn't he, in a bit of traffic early in this race, and now he's cleared all that. Maybe he can just concentrate on also trying to put in some quick laps to hopefully trying to get onto the back of the front four. But he has got a bit of a way to go to make that ground up on those. Stick Clegg in sixth place with Hamid in seventh. Hamid on those soft tyres now. So a few of these guys are coming to the end of their soft tyre life. Soon, anyway, not yet, as Peter to attack from Seamus through the chicane. So going to be fine through there. Yeah, so Peter 8th, Seamus 9th. We've got Blackstar in 10th, who really trying to get going, but just cannot get anything happening at the moment here, with Rufus back there in 11th. After his strategy didn't quite work out. I think he, as I say, I think he was almost, if he didn't run out of fuel, he was almost coasting it into pit lane, which obviously lost him time and positions in the end. And trying to recover from that, especially around here, it's going to be a tough ask. But 11th place it is at the moment for him. This front four still together, and actually Tidders has now got past Willard up to second, so a change move has been made between Willard and Tidders, but Tidders has picked up half a second, so actually Willard might actually get that back. Remember Tidders, that's the posh way of saying his name. So Tidders in second, ahead of Willard, those medium tyres in third. And I think he's doing a bit of fuel saving, if I'm honest. Willard, I think he's just going to sit there, let the race come to him. Doesn't look like Tidders is doing much fuel saving at the moment. It's like he's pushing hard on those soft tyres. Trying to chase down our leader Digi. He's got half a second to take off now as Tidders, so he's going to drop him back a little bit. Maybe back into the clutches of Willard, maybe not. Yes, it is, and Willard's going to line him up. Now he's going to have a move here, or at the chicane. No, he's going to get it done early. Oh, good move up the inside. It's going to run it wide, and that might give him a penalty, but he might be okay. Side by side into the chicane. Yeah, he did. He tried his hardest. He's really pushed it through there. Got himself past Tidders. Couldn't quite stop himself from running it off. And now he's picked up half a second. It was Tidders who had it previous. Now Willard's got it. Quite what he wanted, but it's not a complete disaster. He's also got Swifty all over the back of him, so he might actually be just a bit wide there through the source for Willard. He might actually lose fourth place here on this lap. Swifty can get right up behind him through the Camel Straight. Willard does still hold that fastest lap though. 2:19.9 is still the lap to beat. 14 laps in. So well over halfway now in this race. Still one more stop for these guys. Half a Second low for Willard, still hanging over his head. Tidders now will start suffering on those soft tyres. It might actually bring Willard and both Willard and Swifty back into this race, because it's going to be feeling a little bit different now under him. Tidders don't have quite as much grip. I think he's worn them out trying to chase down Digi and Willard. He's really used a lot of that tyre up. Now he's going to start feeling the effects. It's Digi, still our leader. Of course, he's going to be hoping that they all start to fight and battle behind him. Willard's going to get that to half a second off now. I don't think it's going to be too bad for him, actually. And you've got Tidders struggling ahead of him on those tyres. The only one that might benefit is going to be Swifty there in 4th place. It's not too bad, slows you down a little bit at half a second, as we've seen. It's not a complete disaster. Just to lose you a few, maybe a second or so, you get lost there. But Swifty, it's a big look at the chicane, but not having it at that point. Now, did our leader go in? Yes, I thought I see both of them go in. So now Willard is back in the lead. So both Digi and Tidders both in. I thought Tidders might decide to go in. I think he was struggling, wasn't he? So Willard didn't have to pass him in the end. They both shot off to pit lane on the right hand side, and now he's back up into the lead is Willard, but he's got Swifty all over the back of him now. Swifty's gonna try and take the lead of this race. Lap 15:22. He's not got a lot of fuel though, has he, Swifty? Has he got enough to last to the end of this race? Don't want to be using too much track limit either. He's on those soft tyres, so of course there's going to be another situation like Tidders where he's not going to have anything left on those, where he's pushed hard. So not only is he not got much grip, he's not got much fuel either. So I don't think he's going to be taking this lead this lap from Willard. I think this could actually allow Willard to get a nice gap now, pull away in front. How's he looking? Well, actually, he's going to be in as well, but he could actually make a little bit of ground here before they get to pit lane. If he can pull a bit of a gap on Swifty, set him up nicely for his pit stop. Interesting to see whether the undercut from both Tidders and Digi is going to work. But yeah, definitely Swifty struggling now. So he's going to be losing time here. But both our leaders will be in. Aussie Rooster also will be in from 3rd place now on those medium tyres. Hamid also is likely to be in, looking at those tyres. So our top 4 basically are all going to be in. And Peter also, Black Star, he'll be okay. He's up to 6th now from 10th, courtesy of both Tidders and others going to the pit lane. So Black Star then, 6th place for him at the moment. Have a lap for him, I reckon. Mystic Clegg will be in. It's hard tyres. There's Tidders. He's back out and he's on the hard tyre, so he's got 7 laps to run now to the end on those hard tyres. Or unless he's on a 3-stopper, of course, he might want to just do the minimum 3 and then see what he can do on the soft tyres at the end of this race. But it's a long pit lane. You do lose a lot of time in there. So I reckon he might just try and go to the end on those hard tyres. We'll see. Digi on the soft, so he is going to be having to be very conservative with his use of the tyres here. With 7 or 8 laps left, it's a tough ask on soft tyres going full speed, so we'll see. But there's our new leader of the race, and it's Black Star. He's taken advantage of all the other guys that have come in from 2nd all the way down to 7th, now 8th. So everyone behind him are all sitting in pit lane and just exited. So Tidders and Digi have actually done that undercut that they wanted over Willard and Swifty. See what happens. So Blackstar with a massive gap. Obviously, he's still going to come in for one more stop, but this may work in his favour, you know. We'll see. So he could actually, from the back to the front, this might work out to be a good evening's work. Tidders then, hard tyres. As we know, in second place. Digi, as we know, on the soft tyres. We've already looked at those in third. And then Willard is also on the hard tyres to the end, I would imagine, in fourth. Swifty on the hard as well in fifth. Mohammed the mediums, because he always starts on the hards. Sixth place, so he's got a good chance. Mohammed, he could take advantage of the guys ahead of him on those hard tyres, you know. Get himself up into third, fourth place maybe by the time this ends. So all sorts of strategies and outcomes. At the end of this race, it's going to be an exciting finish. With 7 laps to go in this race here at Spa. Fortunately, or at least at the moment, the rain has held off. I don't know if we were expecting any, I don't think we are, but there was always that risk that it would rain here. But at the moment, it's beautiful and bright, so no such problems. Right, so now Blackstar is in. He's coming round to his box now. Tidders now with Digi. No, they're going to get him. So Blackstar is not going to remain in first place. In fact, he could lose. Drop all the way down to maybe even fourth if Willard gets him as well. Start just filling up now, but here comes Tidders and Digi. Going to take the lead. Tidders is there in the front of this race. Digi in second, chasing him down. Remember, Digi on those soft tyres now. He's got a bit of a conundrum as Willard takes third. Swifty fourth, Blackstar down to sixth now. He might be exiting pit lane now, Blackstar, but he's going to be back down where he was before he got to the lead of this race. But yeah, Digi, he's got a conundrum in the sense that, as I just touched on, a long way to go on soft tyres to the end of this race. However, he has got a carrot dangling in front of him, and that carrot is Tidders. His name's not Kevin, by the way. Just throw that Christmas bit in there, but yeah, what does he do? Does Digi push and try and take the lead of this race, but knowing that he's going to use the tyre than he actually wants to? Does he just sit there, bide his time, and then maybe just go for it at the last lap if he's got enough to challenge Tidders at that point? Tidders on the hard tyres, we think will run to the end, so he's not going to be any danger of his tyres wearing out. If it was me, I think I'd just sit there now, sit behind the leader till the end. Hopefully, barring any mistakes, just stay with him. And if you can stay with him and get close enough by the time you get to maybe 1 or 2 laps to the end, if there's an opportunity, then go for it and then try and get away that way. But of course, Tidders is not going to make it easy, but Digi is right behind him now, coming up to the chicane. I don't think Digi's going to stay behind him for at least another 3 laps. Fancy he's going to want to take this lead sooner rather than later. But he's in a great place at the moment. Tyres dependent, of course. Now, Tidders won't know. Well, he may know, but let's assume he doesn't know what tyres Digi's on at the moment, and vice versa. So Tidders might also be thinking the opposite, whereby he's thinking, okay, well, look, if you can take the lead, you can take the lead, but I know that you're on soft tyres, and I know that you're going to be struggling by the time the race comes seconds to the end. I might be able to grab you back. But we're talking about races here as Digi has a go around the outside coming up to the chicane, and he's going to take it easy. No, Tidders not going to let him. You can go on the outside and then be on the inside at this point through the chicane, but Tidders weren't letting him have it, and Digi, and a big slide from Tidders. Now that might allow Digi to get through up into the inside around the hairpin now. Again, just shuts that door. Tidders just puts his car enough across the track there. There's a little bit of a tag. Just got a little bit more exit speed there, didn't he, Digi? But still behind Tidders. Tidders doing everything he can to defend. But you ain't going to be able to defend for the 4 laps. Not like this anyway. Very impressive if you can pull that one off. But Digi's kind of doing what I've said and just sitting behind him at the moment. Of course, with these two fighting the way they are, and I say it all the time, don't I? This might actually bring in third place man Willard. It's time, because if they continue to be like this, I think that's why Digi wants to try and get past probably. Tidders runs it wide. And he picks up half a second. And he just ran it too wide over onto the AstroTurf, and that's going to allow Digi now to take the lead of this race. He's got a whole lap that he's got to do though, Tidders, before that comes off, so what can he do? He's still got to defend, and now Digi might pick one up. So this could actually work in the favour of Willard in third. Does he get a penalty though? Did he? I think he may have just been okay. No, he's fine. Touch and go there though, whether Digi was going to get that penalty, but there's Willard just coming through the chicane now. The leaders just coming up to the source, and there's a battle back there between Swifty and Hamid in 4th and 5th place. There's a close battle with Blackstar in 6th behind them, and actually Blackstar not as bad as I thought. Looked like he was going to be a lot further down as he came through pit lane, as he just grabs that fastest lap now, 2:19.4, so does eventually beat that fastest lap of Willard's 2:19.9 by half a second. Blackstar on those soft tyres, and wasn't too bad in the end. We see Grahamid now attacking Swifty up at Eau Rouge. I'll go through there to a side, but he's going to have a great run. Grahamid is going to have a go up the top here, surely, if Swifty's going to defend, of course. And over to the left, to the right, but Grahamid maybe can go round the outside the chicane just like this. No, Swifty was wise to that. Shuts the door, stays in 5th place, does Grahamid, but Blackstar now lurking all right behind him in 6th place. And of course, he can see the leaders as well. So everyone here all closing up with 2.5 laps to run. Sorry, 3.5 laps, I should say, to run. Grahamid through, so Grahamid did make that move on Swifty, and he's done it, so through to 4th place goes Grahamid. So now he's leading this trio. Swifty 5th, Blackstar in 6th. But what's happening up the top end here? Tidders picked up another half a second penalty. He did get that mained in the front, didn't he, Tidders? But he's going to lose a bit of time here, and Digi may well get the go now, and past he goes. He's back into the lead, goes Digi. So now Poleman, he's had a couple of little goes here at the front of this race, but he now knows that he's not got to bother stopping anymore. But he has got to just watch his tyres now. Coming to the end of this lap 19, going to end up with 3 laps to go. Is his tyres going to last for another 3 laps? Would they last, I should say, enough to keep Tidders behind him? Tidders will be a kind of those odds as they come down towards Eau Rouge. Here at lap 20, there's Willard in 3rd. Willard was out in front for quite a while in this race. Down here in 3rd, but he is only a car behind Tidders. his closest rival at the moment, so he knows that even if he stays where he is, it's not a complete disaster. It's going to be close at the top, though, to be fair, if he does stay like this. Assuming Tidders stays where he is here in second place to the end, but either way, not going to be losing too many points off of each other here. Mohammed is chasing down Willard, though, and he's really on a bit of a charge here. Is Mohammed on those medium tyres? Now, maybe he can be the spoiler here for Willard. Can he grab himself a podium? Mohammed, I'm going to say thanks as well for the replay for Mohammed. He's lots of carrots being dangled here in this race, and Mohammed now got Willard as his carrot. Black Star, oh, and he's picked up half a second. May not be too bad, he may not lose anything. He has got Swifty behind him in sixth, but it's not that close, so he may not lose that fifth place. It's whether he can actually get any further up. Black Star. Got a bit of tyre left there, so he may be able to grab Mohammed ahead of him. He is certainly catching Willard in third, isn't he? Mohammed, there's the gap between them two. There's our leaders up there. Still Digi and Tidgy. Digi and Tidgy. Digi in first, Tidders in second. Called him some names today, haven't I? Tiddars and now Tidgy. So they're not new drivers, they're just me and my teeth. So don't worry. There's Willard then third place. Let's go through this field. So we've got Digi first, Tidders in second, Willard third, Mohammed in fourth. There's Black Star, fifth place. Yeah, he didn't lose too much to be in the end. In fact, didn't lose barely anything. Swifty in sixth, Peter seventh, Rooster in eighth, Seamus in ninth, Stick Clegg in 10th, and Rufus in 11th place. So it's not happening for Rufus at the moment, is it? Or it's just his strategy. Is he in pit lane here? He might have just dived into pit lane, so maybe he is in pit lane. So maybe, why is he in pit lane? Why has he come in? He's got a bit of front damage, but must have enough laps to do on that fuel, surely. Is this going to be a splash and dash for him? I'm not sure. The tyres are fine. Must be. He must be just having to put in a little bit. So, oh, made a bit of a mistake with the calculations of his fuel there. Looks like he's just going in for a splash and a dash, and that's going to put him, well, keep him in 11th. So he's not going to be moving anywhere in this race. Is Rufus. Digi, Tidders, Willard, as Mohammed getting on. I think Willard might have this one now in third place. Looks like he's done just enough here on the penultimate lap. Give it everything he's got though, Mohammed. Certainly won't give it up. Still there for the taking. Black Star fifth, Swifty sixth, Peter seventh, Aussie in eighth. But our leader Digi. So he now comes round to the final sector of this race here on the penultimate lap. We'll have one lap to go. Tyres are not looking great, but obviously he's not going to be coming in now, so he's going to have to push it to the end, or as much as he can to the end here on those tyres, but could be a bit of a struggle. A long lap round here, 4.3 miles. Tidders has got a bit of encouragement knowing that these tyres are fine compared with Digi's. So let's see, just now started the final lap. Let's see what happens. Has Digi got enough? Has he got enough life in those tyres to keep him in the front of this race? It's certainly not slowing down. But of course, what comes with this scenario as well is that obviously braking points become a little different, but also because of the lack of grip that you've got, all of a sudden you're sliding it, and all of a sudden you've got to be careful of track limits and penalties. And you don't want to be picking up a penalty now, not with Tidders close behind. So he's not only got to look at his tyres manage them. He's also got to be inch perfect around the circuit to make sure that he's controls it enough to be able to keep it on that black stuff. We reached the last 5 minutes of this race in terms of recording time for me. Should be okay. Going to be another close one though, and this long lap. Digi looking okay at the moment. Now it's going to be this next sector, isn't it, where it's easy to run it wide, but it looks like he's got this perfectly at the moment. Now through here and through this next sector is going to be down towards the chicane, is where possibility of getting some. Oh, and Tidders in the background, and that's that. Tidders has just lost the back end. I just see him come round, and he's struggling, isn't he? He's not got a lot of fuel either, but he's struggling more than what Digi would appear to be on those soft tyres. No, he's worked this perfectly, Digi, and he's going to take victory here. So from pole position, he's going to get his second victory on the bounce for Digi here at Spa. Congratulations to him as he exits the chicane. Another victory, good race. Congratulations. Tidders will come in second. Will Graham grab third. I think Willard's going to get it by half a car's length. He does. So Willard in third, Mohammed in fourth. Good finish there between them. Blackstar will come in fifth. Swifty sixth. So close between them. And Ozzy just run wide. Peter's got seventh off of him. Ozzy in eighth. Seamus coming in ninth. Mystic Clegg in 10th. And we know that Rufus is in 11th place. So there's your round 8 complete here at Spa. 2 rounds to go. We got Watkins going, I think it is, in the States for round 9. And then our final showdown race at Le Mans in France for what will be the last of our championship race. And everything's still up for grabs though here in this league in terms of that top 4 and 5 points, so all to play for still. So don't go anywhere, keep watching this channel, and I'll bring you the coverage as I get it. Thanks again. Please remember, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. Really appreciate it if you could, and if you could share to anybody as well, even if it's just one person, that'd be appreciated also. Thanks again, and I will catch up with you soon. Bye for now.